manufacturing starts from, from cars to even electronic phones, even pharma is manufacturing. Everything is part of manufacturing.
Absolutely.
What will do well in manufacturing?
For example, in cars, we already have a critical mass of ecosystem because for the last 30 years now that cars and two-wheelers ecosystem is very well developed. Electronics, we have barely scratched the surface. Defense manufacturing, we have barely scratched the surface. So there are many segments, renewables, for example, we have barely semiconductors, we have barely scratched the surface. So these are the segments which will have a much runway. Of course, auto-electronics will do well. Pharma, we have, we are number one, in terms of volume manufacturing. Pharma chemicals, we are anyway doing well. But these new segments can have a much higher growth rate for much longer than we think.
What about risk of automation? Let's say 10 years ago, if I would have made a template for Indian IT sector, no one would have thought that this sector would see a single-digit growth. No thought that AI, in a sense, will have a basic problem in terms of absorbing the coders.
Absolutely.
So automation and technology has changed the way how IT would do well. Why do you think it cannot happen in manufacturing?
So, for example, even to manufacture robots, you need people.
Okay.
Right. So there is, wheels within wheels, and net is that you can't do away with labor completely. Textiles, for example, it is a labor-intensive job. Of course, you need people to man the machine. So maybe you'll upgrade the skill set requirements. That does not mean you do away with people entirely, and especially given the fact that the labor pool is shrinking. So you might just need 1 million robots just to compensate for the shrinking labor pool, if nothing else.
Okay. What's the trend number 3? We've discussed per capita, we've discussed manufacturing, trend number 3.
Okay, so first is premium consumption, and that includes financialization of savings. So that means that segments, of course, have been growing. We are positive on banks, etc. NBFC is well known. But when we're talking about, again, premiumization and higher income levels, it means that you probably see market link segments like brokers, AMCs, insurance, wealth managers, retail financing. Those segments can grow faster than the rest of the economy, right? So premiumization and financialization of savings is one theme. Physical asset creation is another one, which manufacturing is a big part of. Infrastructure, because is chicken and egg, right? For manufacturing, you need infra. But it happens that if you create infra, then manufacturing is attracted and it comes automatically. And third, offshoot, of course, of real estate. You need commercial property, industrial property, and household property. In my mind, I'm very clear that our target growth of GDP of 7% growth cannot happen without physical asset creation. So if we do not have our manufacturing and infra and real estate right, we will probably not grow beyond 5.5%. That 1.5% extra has to come from fixed asset creation. Even today, China is creating gross fixed asset per year of $7 trillion. We are creating fixed assets of $1 trillion.
Yeah.
So every year that we don't grow, the Chinese lead on physical assets is growing. So we have a long way to catch up, and this can have a, that 10, 20, 30 year runway. These are the kind of things that we should look for when we are talking about the longevity of the runway. The third one is, the third theme that we are talking about is technological disruption and digitization. So this whole ecosystem that we have developed of Aadhaar, UPI, Jan Dhan, mobile has had so many implications, across categories. Delivery of government services, subsidies, healthcare, etc. is become much more efficient than before, helping many more people directly, lifting them out of poverty indirectly. The fact that now you have so many fintechs and B2B, B2C companies disrupting existing business models and creating new business models which did not exist. And we've only seen, I think, the tip of the iceberg in terms of a few listings in the last 2-3 years, which have, which listed at a premium, went down, and now again are coming back
the
to
consumer
profit.
the fintech companies.
Consumer tech, fintech, even B2B companies will come because I think the whole ecosystem is below the surface. We've just seen the tip of the iceberg. There are like hundreds and thousands of startups which have been funded, and I'm sure a lot of them will keep coming. There are hundreds of drone companies in India. I didn't even realize how many drone companies are in India till I started doing a study. There are literally hundreds of drone manufacturers, robotics manufacturers. All those will come to listing. So technology and digital disruption is another big theme that should grow faster than the rest of the market.
So a lot of folks who say, okay, railway stocks are overbought.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.